Everybody's having sex, girl. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, we sound good. All right, buckle up. We've got the dating app meltdown. Okay. So, you're probably wondering why am I dressed up like a slice of pepperoni pizza? Well, it's because it's Halloween. That's why we're going to be talking about some pretty scary stuff. Okay? People are over the dating apps, and we're going to have fun. Okay? And in this video, you can refer to me as Papa Pepperoni. How you doing?
I think across the board, everybody should delete their dating apps.
Raise your hand if you've deleted the dating apps. I reached a point today where I'm done. I'm just officially done. I don't ever want to swipe again in my life. I don't ever want to have the stupidest conversations in my life. I am good. And I'm just going to focus on meeting people in the wild.
Meeting people in the wild. That's the best thing I've ever heard. It's not just women, though. Oh, no. Men have been fed up with this. Oh, yeah. And we're going to listen to Big Daddy here, okay? This guy looks like he should have zero problems with women. Just saying.
Freaking done. I'm done with these dating apps. I'm done with casual dating. I continue to set myself up for failure. I continue to paint the picture of better is always right around the corner, just to swipe away. Always searching for better when I need to do better.
Damn right. Damn right. Oh, back to this chick. Hold on.
Like the good old days, right?
Yeah.
I've seen actually so many women on this app especially talk about how like they're done with the dating apps and they're going to try just like putting themselves out there and opening themselves up to meeting people in person. And I do feel like we need to get back to that.
I totally agree with that. I really do. But the whole thing with Surfer Chad said, that's a terrible name. We're going to come up with a good name for him. Eric. That's a good name. It's a very, like, white boy, blonde-haired. I have a cousin named Eric. He's blonde hair, and he just has sex all the time. But, like, the better around the corner thing, I think that's mostly for women. For that dude, for sure. He's chilling. But it does come with its downsides, though. It's like a piece of pizza. What flavor do I want? Do I want pepperoni? Do I want supreme? What kind of tits does she have? How are her butt cheeks looking? So, pretty, but this is like a big thing going on right now, okay? And this dude makes a really good point here. And back to meeting people in the wild. But this is kind of what it's really like for men right here. This guy pretty much nails it.
Fellas, get off the dating apps. Get off the dating apps if you want any good results here. Just get off the dating apps. They don't even like y'all on dating apps. They can't stand you guys on dating apps. They complain so much about how bad the dating apps are for them. Leave the dating apps. Just leave. They look for the red flags immediately. They'll screenshot y'all and send it to the best friends. They're doing TikToks of y'all. It's embarrassing for y'all out here. They swipe on 7 out of 100 of y'all. That's how much they don't like you. Get off the dating apps. Save yourself a shit ton of time, stress, and everything else. And get up out here in the wild and go after what you're interested in.
Don't believe them. I love the get in the wild thing. Like, that's the best, honestly. And truth be told, before we get into some women talking shit about most men, that's where I've met all of my girlfriends, relationships. I've never been on a dating app. That's a lie. 2015, I tried Tinder. It just felt weird. I had it for like a day, and I was like, half the battle for me is personality anyways. I mean, look at me. I'm dressed as a slice of pepperoni pizza. Come on. You can do the math. Anyways, here we go.
There is nothing good on those dating apps. There's only 3 types of men that are on those dating apps. There's the mentally unhinged, unstable, narcissistic man.
Yeah.
There is the bummy predator looking for someone to prey on. Then there's the man that's just looking for a hot screw.
This is a message for Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble, and all those dating apps that charge $60 a month or $30 a week to have your premium memberships.
That's another reason, too, people, that you have to pay for it now. You have to pay to play. You know, I don't know much dressed as a piece of pizza here, but, you know, I'm not paying for that. I already got to pay enough for the date if you get lucky enough to go to that juncture. But I love how that chick was like, there's only 3 kinds of men on there. I feel like most dudes, guys, tell me if I'm tripping, most of us just want a relationship. Like, to be fair, before we go real deep here, the past 2 weddings I've been to was best man at both weddings, 2 different dudes. The same guy didn't get divorced and married again. They met on Hinge. They met on dating apps. They're married. So most cats, at least like guys that I know, we're just looking for one chick we could come home to and, dress as a slice of pizza around. That's really it. Just saying. But anyways, this chick's pissed.
Start vetting. Start vetting the men that like me, or start vetting where my profiles get matched to. If you see that I'm getting a lot of likes, can you start only showing my profile to other men that get a lot of likes? Because I'm not going through thousands of likes of men that are just absolutely atrocious. First of all, good God, start vetting. I can't.
And a lot of what's on the dating apps is trash, but I also have to take accountability because I don't really like who I am on the dating apps either.
Wow. Somebody who's spectacular. Guys, anybody see this? It's funny because it's like a lot of this is almost like we're just pointing the fingers at each other. That's kind of what it is. And now we're just going to blame the dating app. Let's blame the dating app. I've been blaming the dating app. Honestly, I don't think it's all that bad, but I think it does more harm than good. Anyways.
If you are not looking for any of those things and none of those things are on your agenda, that is the last place you should be looking to find someone to date.
Okay, it's funny she says that. Before we get into this graph here on how most people meet, this is a little graph going from the 1930s till present day. But before we dive deep into this graph, this is some shocking shit. This is 1930 right now. 0% of people met online. Okay, that makes sense, basic math. Before we dive deep on that, okay, something that's also scary is health insurance. Okay, so today's video is sponsored by my friend Ismail here, who sells health insurance, and he's a cool cat. Let's see what he's got to say.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. So a lot of people are looking for health insurance right now. It's open enrollment, tons of options out there. Everybody's obviously feeling like they're overpaying for coverage that isn't good. What I do is I work with all major carriers, Aetna, Blue Cross, Cigna, and United. I help small businesses, families, and individuals find their best health insurance options based on what they qualify for. We work with their public and private options, which I'll discuss on a consultation call if anybody wants a schedule. But typically, I get clients PPO plans that cover you nationwide, 0 to low deductibles, and I'm saving clients on average 20% on their insurance. So give me a call. Let me see if I'll help you out. It's a free consult. Let's get it.
Okay. Anyways, give Ismail a shout if you need health coverage. He's a cool dude. All right, back to this. This is some fun stuff here. All right, check this out. Now, the numbers are pretty slow at first, right? Initially, people would meet with their family. That's coming down. Their family and friends were top. School, then bars and restaurants, your neighbors, co-workers, church, college, online, 0%. Okay, hold on. Wait until we get into about the 80s here. Check this out. Watch how it's shrinking. Bars and restaurants are moving up. Co-workers are moving up. It's actually where most people cheat. These two places, co-workers and bars and restaurants. Yeah, scary stuff. What happened to your wife? Bar and restaurant got her. Well, her co-worker is what I meant to say. But they went to a bar and restaurant. Check this out, though. Look at that jump. Look at that jump. Jump. Watch this. From last place in 2001, 2002, 2004, ranking up, 2007, second place. Friends was still killing it, though. I mean, this is how I've met most of my women, was friends and restaurants and coworkers. Well, actually, friends, family, well, not so much family. Friends and work. That's how I've met most of my relationships. Literally, even my current woman today was from literally friends. But as of 2014, so 10 years now, online's been in first place. So, I mean, who's to blame on that, though? Who's using the apps? Huh? Who is it? You gonna lie to me? Huh? I'll fuck you up. Just kidding. Just having a little fun here, okay? As you could tell, it's Halloween. Maybe not when you're watching this. I'm probably the only one dressed up right now. A little embarrassing. But just something to think about. Look at this. College, last place, your neighbors. I mean, what are you going to do? Go door to door? Like, come on, do a recon. Hey, just wonder if you're single. That's really not a thing. Church, kind of good luck with that. You know, if they're a real Christian, they're not just going to have sex with you out the gate. School, nobody's going to school anymore. Come on. Family, what is this? You know, the South? You have sex with your cousin? That's not going to work. So basically, other than dating apps, you're looking at friends, coworkers, bar and restaurant. So get a job, get some friends, and go get drunk. I'm just kidding. But this is a kind of a crazy graph, though. I mean, let's be real. All right. Now, I don't want to say dating apps are totally dead. Did a little research, a little AI overview here. And it says there are 276 million users compared to 219 million in 2019. So right now there's 276 million users on dating apps in 2024. That's a lot of people. A lot of sex going on. So I don't want to say it's totally dead, but here's the thing. Let's pivot right now. Gen Z is kind of like the trendsetter, right? Gen Z doesn't want to work. They don't want to play by the rules. They don't want to do, and I love that. I've always been that way. I'm 35 now, but I've always been like that. But I was like the odd man out. So Gen Z was kind of like, I would have fit in perfect nowadays, okay? But Gen Z is the one who's kind of setting the trend with ditching the dating apps, all right? Let's do some deep undercover here.
Literally everyone's surprised Gen Z is ditching our dating apps. I know I'm the odd one out who has just never downloaded a dating app, but I feel like it's just been pushed for so long to Gen Z that it's impossible to meet people in real life, and the only way to find hookups or everlasting love is through a screen. But it turns out we're all over it. Because there's way too many options and none of them are yielding results, 21% of our generation who's single and registered on apps have just stopped using them because they're not doing anything. And
okay, so back to the 270 million people, what if half of them they're not even active. They're not even on there. That's just a number. That's just a prop up stock. Everyone's doing it. It's to get you to join the bandwagon and then pay $60 a month. Genius, actually.
90% of us claim frustration with using dating apps. Plus, this one's a shocker. Gen Z is not the hookup generation everybody expected us to be and marketed to us. So apps are having to change their entire strategy just to keep us as customers. Tinder, for example, was initially known as the casual sex app, now has to reinvent itself for a hookup-averse Gen Z by pivoting on a focus to love. I guess we're starting to realize these apps are just trying to retain you as a customer and not help you fall in love.
That's amore. When the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza pie. That's amore. That's love. But yeah, I mean, check this out, though. That makes sense, okay? Like, sex is fun and everything. I get it. I do, okay? It's kind of the point. That's how I got here. That's how you got here. Yeah, duh. But check this one out. In the U.S., between the ages of 30 and 49, or who mostly millennials, make up 61% of dating app users, where Gen Z comes in at only 26%. And that makes a lot of sense because, generally speaking, people don't want to settle down till they're 30. Some people 35, and then a lot of people get divorced around that 40 mark, so they're hopping back into the market. Okay, so that's basic math. Okay, it's third grade level shit. So that means Gen Z, either they're just not looking for love at all, or they're just not 30 yet. So who knows? Maybe dating apps are. I don't know if they're really going to go away. I highly doubt it. But people they're yearning for love, community, sex, meaningful sex. All right. Anyways, back to the party. La da do dee dee dee. Camera cut out.
Deleted my Hinge and I don't think I'm ever going back. I've seen so many other women saying that they also deleted the app. Dating apps are no longer for dating. Men have just turned dating apps into like an easier way to access convenient sex. And love, we are kind of meant to be found. We're not meant to be actively trying to find love. It's just supposed to be something you stumble into. I don't understand how men got onto dating apps and were like, oh yeah, this is not going to be for dating.
I think across the board, everybody
It's men's fault. It always is.
should delete their dating apps, and here's my reasons why. First and foremost, I don't care what society says, it is not normal to date multiple people. It is not normal to have like a repertoire of people that you can communicate with at all times and that you're trying to date and get to know at all times is not normal. When our parents were dating, you sought one person. You got to know that person and you saw if that person was for you or not. You weren't dating 15 different people or talking to 15 different people. It leaves too many opportunities and too many options available. Which leads into my next point, the validation purpose. Now, obviously, I don't think everybody on dating apps is doing it for validation purposes, but a lot of the times I think it just happens to fall into validating us. How many times have you looked on a dating app, replied to somebody, and you're just sitting in the DMs forever? Nobody ever replies, or they take like a week to reply. Truthfully,
It's never happened to me because I've never had a dating app, but I think the validation's a big thing for women, and also a good amount of men too. Because like, if you're a single dude, like I've been single for quite a period of time with no ass, no titties in sight. You can't. There's nothing there. A desolate, just home alone yoking it. You know what I mean? I've been there. I get it. But luckily for me, I've been fortunate enough to always be like really active in the community, like in a community of some sort, whether it's a skateboard community or doing what I'm doing now or having a really good friend group, activities. You know, I've always been a part of something where, and I always worked in the restaurant business. And if you know anything about the restaurant business, a lot of women are waitresses and bartenders. So if you're a guy working there, more like half your staff are chicks. Some of them are bound to be, cute. But I do get that. I've seen this with dudes that are like chronically trying to get new ass or date. It's like something to do. It's like I knew a guy. I'm not gonna say his name, but I knew a dude, and he literally that dating app, that getting a new match and that fresh date, it was like a hobby. It's something to do. It's like he's not alone. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's a big thing with it, is feeling like you're not alone, even if you're just talking to a total stranger. It's beautiful.
I think it's because on the opposite end, somebody is just getting like a validation hit from opening up the app and seeing how many people like them. They don't actually really want to communicate with somebody. Even if they think that they want to date somebody, I think a lot of the times it's really just to validate us and blow up our egos and make us think like, oh my gosh, all these people like me. Which then leads into my next point. It's a distraction. Our phones are already such a distraction to us. To have another app on there is another distraction. So when people say, like, where am I supposed to meet somebody? We have to understand that there's so many places that we go to in a day.
Okay, we're going to wind this down. I had a comment on Instagram. Usually I do this on my second channel, but I thought this was appropriate here. Okay, speaking of places to meet people. So this dude goes, hey, Jack, hope you can post this to your second channel. By the way, I hate your slice of pizza costume. You look like a gay. That's fair. Because I recently got out of a 3-year relationship. He actually lives in West Palm Beach, where I live, Florida boy. Because, but due to her life circumstances, she had to end it. Yeah, so in other words, she was over it. She wants something new. You could tell it how it is. He goes, I am in the process of getting over her, but like you, I'm a relationship person too. I think most people are. It's just better just to be in a relationship. That's how I feel. Maybe people are just lying. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of bullshit. How are you able to find another woman so quickly after you had a breakup? I noticed after you broke up with your last girlfriend, you got into another relationship within 3 months. Wow, that's how quick it was. You were counting. Where do you recommend I meet or date new women in general? Thanks for your much needed input. Okay, so yes, I had a breakup earlier this year. I was with this chick for 2 years. About 2 years. And, I'm getting older. So, in my head, I'm like, I don't have a kid yet. I've been with this chick. Did we see eye to eye? No. We're not the same height. Okay. She was like 5'6". I'm almost 6 foot. It's impossible to see eye to eye on everything. But, she wanted all the same things I wanted. And she was, I was forcing it, is the truth. She broke up with me because of how I look at the world. I don't, I'm out there. I'm a little nuts. I don't really abide by societal norms, and I think that's becoming more normal. That doesn't make sense, but the point is she wasn't right for me, and I wasn't right for her. So she broke it off. But it was something where I think a lot of us do this, where we try and force something to keep going, when the truth is we weren't best friends. That's the truth. We weren't best friends. We just were attracted to each other, and we were good enough. Does that make sense? We were good enough. And she was a keeper, just not for me. And I should actually be writing her a thank you card right now. I really should. Be like, thank you for leaving me. Because I accidentally, not on purpose, I wasn't on a dating app. I wasn't on any of these things looking for love. Was I depressed? Yeah, absolutely. I was. It sucked. But I got over it. And then I was actually at peace about it. And I was like, you know what? Good. I could be myself 1,000%. And I just so happened to run into an old friend who ran in the same circle as me. And we just looked at each other and said, wow, are we in love? And it's just, now we live together. We moved relatively quickly, but I feel like I've known her forever. And she wants all the same things I want. We see eye to eye on everything. We're like best friends who just happen to like to have sex with each other. But I met her in the friend category, which used to be the biggest one. Okay, so let's look at this graph one more time and wind this down. So I still recommend friends. Okay, coworkers is a big one. Where do you work? Maybe you got to go get a job at a restaurant or somewhere where a lot of women work. Okay, family, maybe you have family friends. But I think friends, your community, where you work's a big one. And I hate to tell you this. Look at the first place here, online. You might have to try online too. Unfortunately, I think online's still good, but just make sure they become your best friend. And don't neglect all these other ones, okay? Don't forget about the neighbors. No one's doing this technique. Go to all your neighbors in your neighborhood. Start knocking on doors. Get active, all right? Do some drive-bys. Scope out the situation, all right? But I think that's basically your best bet. Me, personally, the way I would do it, if I was really desperate, friends, I'd probably get some kind of a job. I'd go get a job at a big restaurant. I'd be a waiter or something just so I could have that community. Friends and work, and then online would be kind of my third option. Just because I never used a dating app doesn't mean I wouldn't have ever tried it out. But my bio would have been, we'll end on this note. My bio on a dating app would be like, I'm looking for forever and ever and shit. I want a family and kids. That'll scare away most of the people who don't want that. Imagine clicking on some chick's profile. You're like, oh, she's hot. First thing it says is, I want a family and kids. A lot of dudes would be like, I'm not ready for that. But the point of that is at least if that's what you want out of life, Anyways, God, hell of a talk. You guys leave your thoughts. I know you will. Don't forget about hit up Ismail if you guys have any questions. Okay. Cool cat. And God, fucking pepperoni pizza, baby.